that is a wrap for 2026 training camp here in Duval. That's where we ended. It's over with. Day 2 specifically of joint practice. We had some plays made right off the bat, offensively, defensively. River, you were watching defense today.
I was
watching offense. Let's go through injury updates first, and then we'll give kind of our total outlook on what we saw from training camp to finish off. Let's talk about who was not out there. I mean, Jim.
No, Rueben Bain. That's the big story of today, right?
Yes,
Reportedly
exactly.
sprained his AC joint this morning. He did it yesterday, but we got the news this morning.
Yeah.
Was out there, not in pads. No one was in pads, but he wasn't in his. He didn't have his helmet on, nothing like that.
No.
He was running back and forth between drills, watching the defensive line. Honestly, guys, I get the feeling that if he had to play tomorrow, he probably would, right?
Yeah.
Todd Bowles called it a sore shoulder, so it doesn't seem like it's that bad of an injury. Just want to rest him and shut him down before week 1 against the Cincinnati Bengals. Christian Roseboom has been out for a little bit, still wasn't very participant today. We had Alex Anzalone not practicing. Could have been a vet day, could be something else. Something to monitor, but probably nothing now, not that big of a deal. We also had no wide receivers, of course, like Buka and McMillan not participating. They haven't been for a while, nothing new there.
Yeah.
And then Justin School, left tackle, right tackle, swing tackle for the Bucs, along with Ben Chakuma. He was not participating today, so that's something to note there as well.
Yeah, so I did see Ben Chakuma. He was there in some of the installs and such. He had his helmet on today, so that's at least a better sign for you there. And a lot of this is just being careful. Going back to Rueben Bain Jr., like you said, I saw him jogging around. It's kind of like that SpongeBob meme where Squidward is looking
out
down,
the window.
Looking out the window and watching everybody else having fun. That was literally what Rueben Bain Jr. was today. He wants to get out there. He wants to practice. I think Todd Bowles and the Bucs are just being careful, but Todd Bowles did confirm good to go against the Bengals. Also, too, we just heard from Tristan Wirfs, who's getting back into a groove.
He did.
And he looks good. I mean, he got into some team earlier this week while we were here in Jacksonville, but he said that he does feel confident he'll be good to go to begin the season, which is a good sign. I mean, that offense, Todd Bowles said, that offense just gets so much better when your all-pro tackle is there to protect Baker Mayfield.
Most certainly.
Those are all your injury updates for the most part. I would say, leaving camp, you got pretty lucky.
Assuming that some of these week 1 returns pan out.
Yeah.
Right? The one to watch is Emeka Egbuka, toe strain.
Not great for a wide receiver.
Right. We've been told that he will be back probably for week 1, but we're running out of time to get back up and ramped up, and we'll keep an eye on that one.
Yes, we will. Most certainly will. So let's go over to some plays made today. Do you want me to start, or you want to start? I mean,
I'll start with a disclaimer. It was...
Well, you want to tell them what they're wearing or something? Well, we didn't go full pads today. There was no full pads.
No, and it was only 7-on-7.
Yeah, only 7-on-7.
All that. Yep, the rest of it was install. Nothing else really going on. So it was a very brief period.
Very install-y day.
Yes, very brief period where they did do 7-on-7s.
But there was a lot of plays made.
There were, especially on the defensive side of the ball. We had 2 back-to-back interceptions in Tampa Bay. We had one, Josiah Trotter, covering the running back on a wheel route, tracked into the end zone, went up at the catch point, grabbed it from Trevor Lawrence. Great play from him there.
The rookie.
Yeah, the rookie. And then right after the play, immediately after, Aiden Garnes has looked fantastic so far in camp. Really strong start he's had as a UDFA. Came in, read a play on Trevor Lawrence, and picked him off in the center of the field. I think Aiden Garnes is going to make the 53-man roster.
Wow, there we go.
He is going to make the team. He has earned it. Todd Bowles said all he does is shows up, makes plays.
He does,
really big stuff there. Benjamin Morrison, a nice PBU, and Keontae Scott, also a great nice one on the far sideline. Came to the ball late, timed it perfectly, knocked it out. Jax had a few touchdowns here and there, but I think overall on the day, the Buccaneers defense ended up the victors on that tilt.
Yes, yeah. No, I mean, I saw the Benjamin Morrison play there, and really nice, beautiful PBU.
Yeah.
And we did ask Todd Bowles, do you expect for Benjamin Morrison to play against the Jags? And he said that he would like to see him get some snaps. It's something that he's going to talk with tonight about, along with the other guys like Josiah Trotter. I'm sure he wants to play, but Bowles might be pretty careful about him because Trotter is going to see a lot of PT. Certainly with Frosty Dennis, forgot to mention him earlier. No practice for him, no practice at all this week, and it seems to be a lingering thing with Dennis, just going off of what Todd Bowles is trying to understand what he was saying.
Keep an eye on it.
His mannerisms there. Now let's go over to the offensive side, because that was something I woke up this morning and I was feeling like I needed to respond offensively because those awful It was awful yesterday for Tampa Bay. I will go and give you some good news. They came ready to roll, and I thought Baker Mayfield looked really sharp, certainly in the red zone. Tez Johnson made a really nasty move on one of the Jaguars linebackers, and that's easy because, I mean, Tez, he's a small guy, but it was like catch it, but he had to make a move quick. It was actually right over here in the corner of the end zone. Jukes him out of his cleats, scores the touchdown, and then Baker Mayfield is able to connect with Ted Hurst, your rookie wide receiver. He gets into the end zone for a consecutive day, too. Baker Mayfield loved the grab. It was a low grab. Ted Hurst is a big dude. He had to get down and snag it there at the goal line, but Baker comes over, daps him up. I think the biggest thing for Ted is going to have to be understanding where he needs to be lining up. That seems to be kind of an ongoing thing, just viewing these practices and what we've heard from coaches, understanding where he needs to be route running wise, but mainly where he needs to line up. Everything else, I mean, he shows you he is a special athlete. He still has a lot to grow, a lot of development to go through, but he's got a good coach to be able to do that for them, wide receivers. So a great camp from Hurst. But then also, too, another rookie wide receiver we've talked about, Dean Patterson. Yep. He was able to find the end zone in the corner, too, from Jalen Daniels. Now, the only interception thrown today by the Bucs was from Jalen Daniels. It was a rollout over here. Jaguars had it locked down. He forces the ball in. That's just got to be thrown away. Maybe this was a fourth quarter, got to get a touchdown to win the game type scenario, but usually you just want to throw that one away. It's a learning lesson.
And guys, let's watch out for who starts the game on Friday. Jalen Daniels has been taking second-team reps these past 2 days. We asked Todd Bowles who's starting Friday. He did not immediately name Jake Browning. He says we're going to talk about that today.
They've got a lot of talking to do tonight.
They do. If Jalen Daniels starts this game on Friday, I think it would be interesting to note how the rest of that sort of cut process goes, because if they really do like him that much, then we'll see how they kind of stack the roster, try and fit Jalen Daniels in there. Maybe if they think he's QB2 material, well, we'll see how it goes. But too early to tell, obviously, and Browning obviously has the veteran presence. He's got the knowledge. He's played NFL football, and that gives him a hand over Jalen Daniels. But it can't be understated how much the Bucs have been impressed with him and what he's been able to do. If he starts on Friday, pay attention to how the rest of the offseason goes.
Very good point there from River, because, he's been a star of camp, and he's one that we watched since they brought him in for a top 30 visit. And it's kind of showing you how much they love the guy. And I think I asked Todd Bowles specifically, what do you want to see from Jalen Daniels if he's going to get into this third preseason game? And, he said he just wants to see him continue that composure. They're not looking for a whole lot of craziness from Daniels. They just want to see him compose himself, have that confidence factor, and so far that has been the case. You see him smiling out there. He's playing with, I think he learns a little bit from Baker Mayfield too, but just want to go after it and go attack it rather than it come to you, and that's how Jalen is playing as a rookie. That is impressing the staff so far. So, good point, River. Keep an eye on that for this preseason game. But that's a wrap-up, man. I mean, that's it for this 2026 training camp. It feels like it always flies by. But, man, so many different storylines, a pretty healthy team going into this season, which is good news. I asked Tristan Wirfs, what do you see? You're close with Baker Mayfield. That's one of your closest friends. What are Bucs fans to expect of Baker? And he said a hair on fire kind of mentality going into the season. He said it's going to be pretty cool to watch for Bucs fans to see Baker Mayfield. And he's excited to block for him. I can't imagine that Baker's not going to want to get after it and show that he is worth the contract, or kind of show anybody. He always plays with a chip on his shoulder. But he wants to prove everybody wrong. And so it's going to be interesting. Zach Robinson, your thoughts on the offense? Because you're big on the offensive, play calling.
I think there's reason to be concerned, especially with wide zone. The Buccaneers tried wide zone under Liam Cohen in 24. It didn't work, so Cohen moved to a gap scheme. Did work. Now we're back to wide zone. I think there's some reason to be concerned about that and how it's going to affect the run game. And, in the second preseason game against the Chiefs, there was a lot of, procedural mishaps, I thought. And it's just preseason. You're getting installed, so it's nothing to be too alarmed about. But I think it would be pertinent to have some questions about how this offense is going to operate. And from what we've seen, especially from yesterday, they got kind of dominated by the Jags defense. There's some concerns there, and the playbook's not fully open yet. They're still doing a little bit of last install, so don't freak out. But interesting to note that I think overall this training camp, it's looked a little bit iffy.
And I think having Tristan Wirfs back in the mix, we saw that last year. That Dolphins game, it was atrocious. Baker Mayfield didn't have much to do on that offensive line. I think that's going to make you feel better there that you get Wirfs back. Now on the defensive side, I mean, that's probably been my biggest impressive side of the ball for sure, but like that defensive line, the pressure from Rueben Bain. Of course, I think Yaya Diaby's like clicking at the perfect time, ladies and gentlemen, for week 1. I mean, he looks damn good, and it helps. You got Rueben Bain Jr. on the other side. Finally, he has someone that can get to the effing backfield for once, so that is going to create a great tandem. Your interior is back. We saw Vita Vea. He was having guys run. He had a stopwatch. Vita Vea has the guys running after practice. Maybe he wasn't too pleased with how those guys performed. He's got them running. He looks in phenomenal shape. A'Shawn Robinson's looked good. Nacho has had a lot of flashes throughout camp. Elijah Roberts has showed up in preseason games and here.
For sure.
And Jacksonville. So, and Trotter,
he looks good, guys.
have fun.
He looks good.
Have fun. Another 45. This dude is ready to play ball and hit you, and he's taking full advantage of Dennis being out. Question mark, though, cornerback room. That's probably where my biggest concern is going to be. I think Jacob Parrish is almost like CB1. You can argue that, whatever that is. I thought Zion has had an excellent camp until he got injured. Kind of been up and down since, but I think Zion's going to be ready to play. It's just, finding depth into Benjamin Morrison can stay healthy, and that's a question for us and also, too, Todd Bowles at the moment. But that's going to wrap it up. We deeply appreciate you guys. I mean, you guys have rocked with us all throughout the offseason into camp. This is now one of our third years at least doing this on YouTube, so we appreciate a ton of the support, all the likes, all the subscriptions. We're now at 5,000. Put it on the screen.
Thank you for watching us, guys. Really appreciate it. Keep on watching. We're going to be there for games. We're going to be reacting. We're going to be telling you what's up. Bucs coverage right here at BucsGameday on YouTube. Anything you want to know, we got you covered.
Everything you guys need to. We're out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's week. See you in the next episode. We're out. Peace.